Hello, people. Welcome to this show. This is where you get things in detail. You get information, detailed information. And this night, or this evening, is it evening or night? Night.
It's night.
We are glad to host an expert in governance, one person who has huge experience in human rights defense. One and only Professor Nyukuri Barasa.
Yes.
So Nyukuri,
Yeah.
mimi nashukuru sana nimekupata leo.
Yeah.
Na pia unaona vile kukupata pia inakuja na maneno mengine. We have actually started late because where we had gone to, we were supposed to hold this interview. Things have happened. Sorry for another day, but yeah, we're here. We had to switch places and that is why tumechelewa. So poleni sana kwa wale ambao walikuwa wanatufuatilia, wale ambao walikuwa wanangojea kwa hamu sana. Poleni sana. Yes, Professor.
Yes.
Maybe tunaweza anza na introduction kwa wale ambao hawajakujua so that they know you better.
Yeah.
Start by introducing yourself. Then you can also tell us what is this you are putting around your neck?
Sawa sawa.
Yes.
I can be comfortable to use whichever language. Yeah?
I believe so because
Okay. My name is Nyukuri Barasa. I always say I'm a boy of no beginning, but I've been able to experience life. I'm a graduate of life. I'm both an academician and also a practitioner in matters leadership, governance, and elections. I've been in this game from the early 90s. I've grown up doing matters governance and elections. Both as an election official, I worked also as a presiding officer. I've also worked as a trainer of IBC. And I was also part of the team that wrote the Elections Act. I was one of the drafters. And even the Constitution of Kenya. Maybe many Kenyans don't know that. I worked with the Committee of Experts in the research, civic education and drafting. So I think I've made my little history.
So you seem to be one person who has contributed a lot to not just our welfare around here, but the constitution.
The Constitution, yes.
Ndio maana wewe ndio unafanya petitions mingi around here. Because of the understanding of
the law and the Constitution. I think that has been my basics. I've been more of a curious citizen from the 90s when we were fighting for the multi-party democracy. We managed to repeal Section 2A and then brought in multi-party democracy.
So quickly, Bwana Nyukuri,
Yes.
we have not heard much about your history, mainly education.
Yes, that's good.
Maybe you can start from there. You tell
That's
us
good.
umesomea wapi?
Yeah, good.
You know, ukakuja ukafika mahali fulani ukaamua sasa wacha ukuwe una defend wananchi.
Asante.
Hiyo story ndio tunataka tuanze nayo
Yes.
before we dive deep into the topic of the day.
That's good.
Yes.
I started my primary school at Luanda Primary in Kimilili, after which I joined the VC second school. For some time I could not go on because of school fees, so I dropped and came to Misifu Friends, where I did my KGSE. We used to have Kenya Junior those days, after which I also did my Form 4 at Misifu Friends, where I passed and then joined A-level in Kihanja at a place called Taranganya High School. Then I joined the university.
Which county would that be?
That is Migori. I did my A-level there. I was even the head boy of that school for my 5 and Form 6. I scored 16 points out of 18. Then I was supposed to join directly law, but I did not manage. So I went for education. I joined Kikuyu campus in 1988 after NYS. Did my first degree and completed in 1991. Then I went for my master's in the same university after getting my scholarship. Did my history and international relations. Then I joined the university in 1994 as a lecturer, an assistant lecturer. Then I taught for some time. Then I went to South Africa.
Which university again?
University of Nairobi. Yes. I was teaching history and government, what they call political science.
Yes.
Yeah. So after some time, I think I grew up in the university and I became bored. I said I should go out. I went to South Africa, did some studies at the University of Cape Town, did the law governing, and then came back to Kenya. I worked even in South Africa for 3 years at the Midland, Nepal.
Wewe Nyukuri. Watu wanakusumbuanga hii town unajua umesoma hivi.
No, sometimes you don't have to say so much about yourself. I'm an author. I've written so many books, including the monster called Corruption. I've even written Kenya's political education source book. I think you need to read some of those things.
I'm shocked, man.
I've been to countries, and I've also done.
So nafikiri hujamaliza, ulikuwa unaendelea. Mimi nakukatiza tu.
I know because of time. Yeah, then after I came back, I started now again teaching in the university. But now this time I moved from Nairobi to Kenyatta. I was among the founders of WASU here, the University Academic Staff Union, where we did a strike for 1 full year. And I borrowed that, now it's late. Now I've been teaching at the African Center for Transformative and Inclusive Leadership, where we train practitioners and those who are in positions in Africa, not in Kenya. Either we move to those countries or they come to Kenyatta University. We have an institute called ACTIA, which is a UN flagship project. So that's where I'm an associate professor. I teach leadership and governance and gender. Even today when you are calling me, I was in a training with the UN, training women aspirants on leadership, and the youth were also there. We are training them to have in the generational dialogue. So the youth and the women can always take over leadership.
Wow. Mind-boggling. You kali. So
maybe now, maybe after university, I also have another hat. I've been human rights work. I started doing human rights work in 2006.
Just a minute. Your headline overlap paka logo, right? I don't know whether you can do something about it. Overlap paka logo, no? Maybe you can just remove it for now. Remove to your wordings peke yake. Looks so unprofessional. Yeah? So ukakuja sasa ukatoka South Africa, you came back and
started teaching. Yes. Then after which now I started now human rights work when I came back. Yeah. In 2006 I did my first petition against a sitting minister. I don't want to mention his name.
Must be our local
one of our local own sons of the soil who attended CDF. So I think that was the beginning of my entry into activism and public education. So I've been on from 2006 up to now. I do different petitions, local and national.
Hiyo ni experience kubwa sana uko nayo bwana Nyukuri.
So I've lived in the corridors of the court. I win some, I also lose, but I've lost a few and I've also won several.
Gani zile unajivunia sana? Zile cases zenye unaona you actually you won, or even you attempted, you did not win, but maybe what came out of it ikakuja ikafanya mabadiliko baadaye.
One of them is now when I sued one of my local MPs who had misused CDF. I won, and he was charged 38 million. I don't know whether he paid or not, but I think that was a major. But after that, he lost the election. So I think people now came to know that this was not a man of integrity. Then I've also done election petitions. Several of them, not even one. Yeah, one and some not. I also did one on county development boards where senators who were supposed to come and chair county development boards. From High Court, Court of Appeal up to Supreme Court and won. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as it stands right now,
yes.
You must have played. You actually played a very big role in shaping governance around here.
Yes. And as a nation, not just local.
Yes. Let's talk about matters that actually touch on the national at the national level.
Yes.
What is this you pride in?
Yes, I've told you I've been part of the experts or election experts in terms of drafting of the laws. The Political Parties Act, I was one of the 3 drafters. The Elections Act, I was one of the 3 drafters. IBC Act, you will see my
3?
favorite. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's
So
good,
I
man.
understand those laws in and out, the spirit and the letter. Then I was also part of the constitution making team. Yeah. So those are things that I proud myself of. I wrote a book called The Monster Called Corruption. It's used by ESCC as part of the civic education books. Yeah.
And back home here,
Mm.
we also noticed that there's much to be done in
A lot.
terms of
A
governance.
lot. Yes.
Um,
People have never understood devolution.
yes.
Up to now, that was the best promise or notes that we had. When you look at Chapter 11, and especially the objects of devolution, we are supposed to make sure that every Mwananchi has the power to make decisions through direct or indirect participation. And that is provided for under our Bill of Rights. Article 1 of the Constitution says sovereign power belongs to the people. But our people have never exercised those sovereign powers. When they see you doing it, they think you are now an abnormal person. I think I've been always called abnormal.
And at times they feel like you're
Yeah.
fighting them.
Yeah, it's true. When they don't understand that I'm dealing with the Constitution, for me, my basic principles are national values and principles of governance. One of it being rule of law, public participation, accountability, transparency. Those are the values that I cherish most. Which are part and parcel. When I demand that now I need accountability on the use of resources in the county, that's governed by the law and the Constitution. If you look at Article 201, it talks about transparency, accountability, public participation. But as you are saying, because people don't understand the Constitution, they voted yes and no. They think you are fighting the system. I don't fight. Yeah. And if you have realized, I don't comment on anything. I only do it when it is necessary. Yeah. I have no friends. I have no enemies. It's the rule of law.
No, but enemies I'm sure you have.
They have. They are there.
Enemies I'm sure you have.
There are so many. But that does not mean I hate them personally. I deal with
You don't hate
issues.
them back.
Yeah, I don't.
They hate you because of what you
Yeah,
do.
because of what I do.
And because they are on the wrong.
Some of them are on the wrong. When you get them eating or touching the pie, they will always want to say this person is bad. You are now endangering their life and their survival. They eat. I hate corruption. Yes.
Naona Mheshimiwa Rogers anasema Rogers Boy anasema Professor Nyukuri is a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. You know, having been one, petition tu juzi.
I told him
nikakunywa maji.
Yeah, I told him I was able to tell him where the fault lines were. He was supposed to package it as a public interest education, but it came now more around him.
Would you advise anyone who wants to venture into the world of human rights defense? What are the top qualities or features?
One,
yes,
you must be somebody who loves the truth and you have a passion. Then it's not for the faint-hearted because there are so many risks. You'll be called names, you can be threatened. I think you know I'm one of the abductees in this country.
Correct.
Yeah. You can go through all those. And even blackmail. People will use all means, put cases against you, but if you have evidence, you are also a law-abiding system. You will go through the system. I've ever been taken to court and then found not guilty. So I'm a law-abiding citizen.
You have talked about being abducted.
Yes.
Tell us. this one has never come out in public clearly.
It has
I'm
come.
sure your friends know kidogo hapa chini.
It was all over. It was in the but I can always
the incident was all over. But people do not really know what actually transpired.
That is it.
Yes.
I remember you and I around 2020 when we were doing the COVID. We convened a kind of media at Kiwanja. Then we were talking about the misuse. I'm the one who unearthed the issue of the Mitungi scandal, I think you know.
Yes.
Yes. Then it's like the powers that be by that time were not happy. So after beating us in the field, you remember when we went to court and we were the court was bought. Yeah, we lost the case. It's like now we are not beaten, but we suffered. I suffered for a very long time after that. So immediately after that, now I was abducted. People came all the way from Nairobi, sent as this guy. I had first of all gone to Nairobi. I thought I was going to do my work as an expert. I've been hired to do some kind of consultancy with a regional organization called the International Conference on Great Lakes. I didn't know that I was being trailed. So after reaching Nairobi, I went to Mombasa, met my team which were there. Coming back, my room which I had been booked in Nairobi had been raided, and all whatever I had in terms of documents were taken out. Little did I know that I was also working, and as we were working, there are people who were trailing me. And by that time now, one of the scandal was that issue of the Mitungi. The other scandal which was there was the road. For me, I had no problem with the road. The road is good, but it was not done procedurally. Yeah. So it's like, even they tried even looking for me to bribe me. I said no, I don't have a company to do any contract. So by refusing now to be bribed, now they had to look for a way of saying this guy is wrong. I've stolen government documents. You remember I was accused of stealing government stores, documents, stores. I don't know what that kind of allegation. So when I have heard of that, I was coming back. By that time, I had also petitioned the County Assembly for impeachment of the then sitting governor. I'm sure that was also not good. I was on the wrong side of the system. So they wanted to make sure that I don't even come back and prosecute my case. So they tried to arrest me in Nairobi. It was not possible. I still flew back to Bungoma when I prosecuted my case in the assembly. The same day, now I heard that they were looking for me. So I went to the police station to report myself that I'm being looked for. Little did I know that now they arrested me. After reporting myself, I was arrested and told people are looking for you. DCI from Nairobi are looking for you. And I asked, what is it? You committed a crime, you stole government documents. So I expected now, after sleeping in the Bungoma police station, to be taken to the local court, because that's the scene of crime. Now, little did I know that that was not the case. So now that's how I was abducted, bundled in a DCI vehicle in the boot with the handcuffs, taken to Nairobi. Along the way, I was being interrogated. Why are you fighting the government?
The government, yeah.
So that's abduction. So it means I was supposed to be silenced. So I was taken around several police stations in Nairobi, around 4, 5, 6 up. Then ended up finally at Kilimani, where I stayed. It was Friday, and it was a Thursday. I stayed until Monday. Then before I was arraigned at Kipera Law Court on charges of stealing government documents. When the charge sheet was read, the judge said if there was any case, then he could have answered it in Bungoma. So according to him, there was no case. It was now why the police station is in Bungoma, the next nearest court is in Bungoma. So he read malice and politics. So I was released on free bond without any single cent and allowed to walk even around during the time of COVID. Little did I know also I had also some friends. I had over 20 lawyers whom I did not know, including the government lawyers from the Kenya National Human Rights Commission. So when I felt I was not fighting my own battle, I had other people who were fighting for me. So, So that is how I was abducted. Because if it was any case, I was supposed to be answerable.
You did not
then after that,
yes.
I sued now the government.
Okay.
Today was 25th.
Today is 25th.
Yes, my case was in court. I'm looking for compensation. Now the decision on that compensation is coming on 15th of December. Next month. Yeah, I sued the county government. I also sued the national government, the PS for Interior, and the Attorney General. I won the case because they sued me in the law court. I went to the High Court for judicial review. I won the case. They appealed. I still won the case. So they were supposed to have compensated me by last year. They have not done it. So today we are listening contempt. You know, when you don't comply, it was contempt. So the judge, Justice April, is ruling in the case on 15. Yeah. Okay. Regarding my decreed sum, I'm supposed to be paid. I don't want to reveal.
Tutajua tu sasa hiyo utapewa. Tutakunyemelea kidogo kidogo. Tukukumbushe sisi ni marafiki zako.
Of course, that's not my interest. My interest is that my rights were violated. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And we have several human rights individuals, and or organizations around here.
Yes, yeah.
But they're not as vibrant as you, as Touch Africa.
Yeah, now we have brought Touch Africa.
Yes.
Touch Africa has been in Bungoma since 2008, for your information. Without even donor funding, but we have been resilient because we believe we are the torch. We light, others have to follow. Torch means training and research for responsibility and change. So we want to light so that people can see what is hidden in the target. So part of it is trying to unearth scandals. And I think you know the other regime, right from the first regime, the second regime, up to the current.
But me and you are being accused that we are not unearthing more scandals this time round.
I don't
This
think
research
that
government
could be.
is-
Yeah, I know, I've heard of that.
Uh,
Nowadays, I've just changed strategy. Before I go to court, I must deal with exhaust the internal. Have so many memorandums, petitions against even the current government. But if they are listening, yes, because our idea is the court should be the last resort. And you know, in court, you are not even. You may have a good case but still lose. You also need money to prosecute cases. But if you are doing it internally, our own laws, our own constitution under Article 118 allows to do petition. Our County Government Act allows us to do petition to the governor, to the county assembly, and I've done several. And I also cases at the ESCC at the moment, because sometimes when they're under investigation, you also don't reveal it because they will hide evidence. Yeah, there are several going on. Here at the county assembly, county. So you just change strategy. But that time, when the government was not listening, I think you and I were very vocal.
yes.
But if they listen, you address the issue. If they don't address it now, you move to the next level. If you went to court, the court will say, have you exhausted the internal? Make a yes. So it's also a change of strategy. Yeah.
So,
And that is why you've seen I've never looked for any government job. I could have still gotten if I wanted. But I don't, because it will more conflicting your role with what your passion is all about. Yeah.
so Nyukuri, you have found yourself involved in Kapchai politics, rather elections, by-election. And we are now diving direct into the topic. What is your view on what's happening in Kapchai?
First of all, I'm not involved in Kapchai politics. What I am, as an observer.
Yes, an observer, you're involved.
Not necessarily directly, because I don't have any side that I'm supporting. I'm just there neutral and being objective.
Okay.
And I'm heading a team of 31 observers under Inuka, Kenya. So we have our Ngoma chapter. We're also doing by-election observation in Malava. I think for the test run, those are the two we are dealing with. We have our observers in Malava, where I'm in charge. I'm also in charge of the 31 observers in Kapchai. Duly accredited by IEBC. So we did an application, then there was some vetting, and we were able to get accreditation because that's the requirement. IEBC under Article 88 is supposed to facilitate that process. So we are under oath and we are supposed to do our work. This work has not begun just now. We began it when they were doing the party nomination. We have made our observations. We will be able to release our report at the appropriate time. Because those are requirements that after we finish our election observation mission, we are supposed to share our report with the IEBC. Yes. You may wonder why we have not shared with the media, but it will be premature to do that.
Oh,
so we have worked. Yeah,
we'll do it after.
Yeah, we'll do it after. Because sometimes you also prejudice the process. Yeah, so we want the process to end. We know what happened during the campaigns, what happened during the party nomination. Now the campaigns are not there, but you will see in our report. We'll comment on all those.
So maybe just to guide voters and maybe candidates on what is expected of them during this time. Yeah.
Now we are almost on the eve to the election or the D-Day. And now, for us, the campaigns have closed. And anybody who now campaigns in our electoral observation means he or she is outside, is doing offside, because the elections have closed officially. So now we are observing the next steps before the D-Day. So at the moment, we are looking at the electoral environment. Is it toxic? Is it hostile or not? And we are recording what is happening. So we are now preparing for now the actual D-Day kind of observation, beginning with the opening of the polling stations across the county, across the electoral area, which is the ward, Kapchai. according to the law and the regulations, all polling stations are supposed to be opened at 6 a.m. So for us, the time accuracy is also important, because if you delay, it means you have also delayed the process. So our observers will be at each of those polling stations by 5:30, because they have to observe the layout, they observe the opening, which must be announced transparently by the presiding officer. They have to check the emptiness of the ballot boxes, the serial numbers, and record.
Who are allowed to be at that polling station or center at that time?
Now, us as observers, if you look at my badge, I'm allowed to visit any polling station, any constituency or tallying center. So we are almost like, for us, roving, we are allowed. But in our case, we have also deployed specific polling station observers. Those ones will be stationed. If you go to Pusakala, you'll have somebody. If you go to Chwele, you will have somebody. Yes.
I mean, who else apart from
that,
observers? Who else
we
is supposed
have
to be there?
also part agents. The part agents must also be accredited at least 48 hours before the D-Day. So it means parties have submitted their lists to IBC for accreditation. They will not also come with their paraphernalia or uniform. They will also be given agents badges, which may not be the same as observers. Apart from that, we also have the media. We have accredited media houses who are also supposed to be present. IBC officials themselves, from the presiding officer, the deputy, and the clerks, including the queue clerk, who is supposed to look at the queue for the voting. Then apart from that, we have security, who are also supposed to be there, at least 2 per polling station. Yeah. Yes. Then the candidates are free to move in and out, but they also must have also signed the code of conduct. If they have any supporters or agents, they also must be accredited to come and
So just a normal bouncer working with the candidate is not allowed in?
No, it's not allowed. You are not, unless you have an accreditation from IBC. So those people called bouncers or whatever you call them are not supposed
or even a hired police person, someone can hire.
They are not supposed to.
An armed security.
They are not.
They are not supposed.
They are not, unless they are also accredited, because we have security at the polling station. Yes.
Are you as a body?
Yes.
I mean observers.
Yes.
Are you also looking at those we hear out there, people saying that maybe some media houses are favoring so and so, or they are not working with so and so?
Yes, yeah.
Is that part of your?
Yes, our electoral observation includes everybody. We observe other observers. They also observe us. We observe agents. We observe the conduct of IBC, the conduct of candidates and their agents, the conduct of the media. All that is part of our observation, and we are supposed to document. If there's any instance, we are supposed to document. For us, the principle of election observation is neutrality and objectivity. Yes. So that we don't vilify. We only document the process. So it's evidence-based. After which, our report will be handed over to IBC, where IBC has done right, fine, where it has also had its own challenges, we'll be able to report. Yeah, so we'll report on every role player in the electoral process. If candidates have misbehaved, that also will be part of our reporting. But for us, we don't point fingers. We alert, but we don't alarm.
Then talking about our topic.
Yes.
What do you think is the implications?
Yes.
Of such a by-election like this one in Kapchai?
Generally, since we have our observation mission across the county, we even have our people in Bere. Others are also in Kusero, in Kisi, even in Homa Bay, we have observers. Basically, by-elections have an indicator of the electoral and political environment, obtaining electoral and political environment. And if you realize in our country, it's like we are always in an election mode. But now, the moment we have by-elections, that's almost like a test run for competing political interests and also political divide in terms of political parties and individuals. Yeah, the by-elections, including the one of Kapchai, will also shape the direction for the 2027 general election. It will give some indicators. Of course, things change. In an election year, 1 month or two could be, but it has a pointer or some kind of indicators of what is likely to happen in 2027. Through a by-election, you may find some careers will be made, others will be destroyed. Like what you have seen, it could be a by-election for Kapchai, but you have seen the interests are not just local. The interests are now having tentacles beyond Kapchai. It's more of politicians trying to put themselves on a weighing scale who is more popular and powerful. Beyond that, the political parties and formations and alliances are also looking at their side of the divide or the interest. So it has implication on political formation and alignments. Either could be shifts or they will now go back on the drawing board to say we lost or we won. You know, in an election, you either win or you lose. There are several candidates in Kapchai. Yes, among them there will only be one trophy. So for the winner, he or she may be emboldened to say, now I've won. He or she again has to defend it in 2027 because after the by-election, all the seats again will be declared vacant. So you can even win the by-election but still lose the 2027 general election. Or you lose 2020, this by-election but win because maybe you have gone back on the drawing board for a strategy. The same for political parties. One can lose because there are more than 10 political parties participating in Kapchai. In other counties or by-election, we have even more than 50. But for here, there will be one party which will be winning or one political formation which will be winning. The others will lose. Yeah.
So, do you think that your observation as an organization,
yes,
or just maybe let me just use the general observations by observers,
yes, yeah,
do they really make sense in terms of what the government will do afterwards? We have seen, for example, observers making comments on what has happened in Tanzania.
yes,
With the killings and what have you.
yeah, over 5,000.
Do you think your reports
Yes,
are taken seriously by government?
the reports are taken seriously, and I will always tell you, I've been in this game for some time. IBC is very keen to know and learn lessons from what they have done in terms of their conduct and the way they have managed the elections. The observer reports can even be used for petitions because we are the eyes and the ears of the voter or the public. When we are there, after the voter has voted, he or she is supposed to go home. The only now person whom he or she can defend only the observer. If we are talking about party agents, those are the partisans. Even if they saw your party stealing, that's not the interest, as long as they are guarding their own interest. But for us, we go beyond partisan interest. So our reports also add value to the credibility of an electoral process and the integrity of that process. IBC takes observer reports very seriously. Yes. And it can be used to improve, to bring reforms in the way they conduct elections here in the future. So IBC is very keen to listen to observers.
My concern is
Yes.
IBC might be keen, but then the people who enforce whatever we pass here and there
Yes.
are the law enforcers.
The law, yes.
In my view, have played a big role in what has happened in our by-elections in the entire country.
Yeah. Now we have the law enforcers, but now during the by-election, like now what we have in Kapchai and elsewhere, like in Malaba, all persons, including the security, are now IBC officials or election officials because they have to be trained in security. The command cannot now come from the OCS. If there's an incident in the polling station in the Kapchai, the person who is supposed to be first called is the returning officer, the presiding officer. So they're also trained in electoral security and how they enforce the law. For instance, if I saw an incident in a particular polling station or observer, I don't go to the police to report the incident. I report to the IBC official because our role as observers is also not to interfere with the work of IBC. Yes.
We have seen protests from candidates here and
Yes,
there.
yes,
So I
including
don't want
Yes.
to put
Yeah.
a specific case
Yes, don't.
in this discussion.
Yes.
But should there be a protest
Yes.
about a by-election, for example, like these ones that are going to happen?
Yes, yes,
And it goes to court.
yes.
Is it possible that the court can actually postpone the by-election, specific by-election that has an issue? Is it possible?
Yes and no.
Mm.
Yes, to the extent if that the will of the voter is likely to be subverted, the courts have a role to interpret the law. But again, remember the powers of IEBC. IEBC itself on its own motion can postpone a by-election. For instance, if there is violence, if there is flood, or there is an earthquake, or a natural or even artificial disaster, they can do that. That is allowed, and it has never happened. You remember at one time, even in Kakamega election, some of it were not held. They had to postpone not only Kakamega, but there are several others. So, for instance, if there was any violence, that alone can always necessitate IBC to postpone or cancel. Then role players like candidates or their agents or supporters also have a role to play. If they have a protest or they have an issue, they can raise it with IEBC. I think the returning officer, who is Bwana Henry Lubiti, is accessible. Yeah, if you call him, he will be able to address issues. Some of the issues will be genuine, others will not. But if a matter goes to court, you and I again can't, because now it's a subsidiary duties. I know there are some cases which are now before court. We cannot discuss their merits or demerits because the court has the last say. You may have even a good case but lose, either on technicality or because you did not adduce enough evidence. But yet, whatever you are talking about is real.
So what is the time span for voting on 27?
That's good. The time span for voting is between 6 a.m. and 5 p.m. So which means any person who wants to cast his or her vote has to appear on the queue by that time. And then in terms of our observation, we don't just observe the opening of the station and the materials and the serial numbers. We also observe the voting trend. Yeah, for instance, the identification of voters, either through, in fact, ordinarily it's supposed to be through the KIEMS kit. Yeah, what you call Kenya Integrated Electronic Voter Identification. That's KIEMS. So for every polling station it has a codified KIEMS kit. If your name is not found on the KIEMS kit, then they will look at the manual register. So the alternative for the manual register, for KIEMS is the alternative register. And that is a process. If you look for a voter and you have not found him in the KIEMS machine, which is electronic identification device, you look at it. And the presiding officer has to announce that so and so is not found here before the agents, before the observers. Then you also record it. Of course, we must also observe the secrets of the ballot so that we don't interfere with people's secrecy. Yes. We'll even have people who are called assisted voters. There are some people who cannot read that, right? When they come, the person to assist them is not the party agent or the observer, it's the IBC official. But he or she cannot assist without the observers and without agents. So you will call the agents or their representative and say, this particular person does not know how to read and write. So he has the right to choose whoever to assist him. Some of them will accompany them to come and assist them. That's their right. But in case they don't come with, the person to assist is the presiding officer or the deputy or the clerk that is chosen, but in the presence of these observers and agents. Yeah, so that's an area that we observe. We also observe the security, because the presence of security can also scare away the would-be voters. Because when you see many people who are armed around, so you know they have also to keep some distance. But in case there's any issue, they are standing by to come and intervene. So we also observe that. We also observe the queue management. Some lines may not be moving. Then we have even priority groups like the PWDs, pregnant women or lactating mothers, even the elderly. We must have them even have a different queue so that they are assisted. That's why we have a queue clerk for that purpose. So we observe the entire process, how effective it is. Given that now each polling station will have less than 700, or maybe 700 at most, that should be moving, and we only have one ballot. paper, unlike when you have 6 ballot papers.
What is the correct way of marking the ballots?
Yes, the correct way of marking the ballot is you look at the ballot paper, go to your candidate of your preference, whose picture will be on that, and if he or she is having a party, the party symbol will be there. If it's independent, they also have their own symbol. You put in the box of that particular candidate any mark. I've said any mark. It can be an X, it can be a tick, so long as it doesn't get outside that particular ballot, that box. The moment you do it outside, it means it's a contested vote. It may be claimed that it's not for you, it's for somebody else. That yeah. And you and I knows that we have also learned that when you do X, it means wrong. So our voters must be told, as long as it's a mark within space that is provided for your candidate of your choice, either tick or an X.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in short, how many polling stations do we have in Kapchai?
Yes.
As it stands now.
At the moment, unless something has changed, if you look at the cassette notice of 29th of October, that's cassette notice number 15734, volume 222. It's supposed to be 21 registration centers, but there are some which have streams. So we are talking about 29 to 31 polling stations, because a polling stream is also a polling station. And those names are gazetted. They are not anything which happens to those polling stations, you cannot alter any. So if there's any new or subtraction, that's a very serious electoral irregularity. But there are some assessment to that effect on 29. But again, something has happened to Kapchai. The IBC, in its own wisdom, decided to issue another cassette notice on the 19th of November, signed by Erastus E. Ethekwa, who is the chairperson of IBC, deleting Musese CDF 2 and inserting Kisiwa Technical Institute. That may have been informed by various actual factors, because they may have done their own risk assessment and realized either them or the environment was not conducive for Musese, or it could be touted if it was neutral. So they moved. Of course, they are supposed also to engage with the role players and even inform.
Because one of the role players, I think, is in court because of the same, claiming that through the lawyer, claiming that he was not consulted, or rather he was not informed, given prior notice.
Yes.
So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, that is the court. Let's leave it for the court. They are appearing in court tomorrow. So let's wait for the court's decision. Yeah, whatever decision the court will make, that will be now the verdict.
So we had planned to have this interview for about 1 hour.
Yes.
I don't know if there is anything you feel we have not tackled as matters
by-elections. And basically what is happening in our county. Basically, an election is an opportunity for people to exercise what we call their will.
Touch on Kapchai development.
Yes. In terms of development, I think almost all eyes have been focused on Kapchai, because there's a small picture, but there's also a bigger picture.
Is handouts part of the development?
No, that's not part of it. It's not part of the development. If you are to do development or even handouts, or even if you wanted to give a favor to our people, why now? That's the question, why now? It means you are trying to...
by-election.
That means you are inducing and influencing a vote. So bribery is an electoral offense. So if our observers are able to come up across that, they should be able to document, and that can be evidence that can be adduced before a court of law. So bribery, treating of voters is an electoral offense. Violence is an electoral offense. Intimidation is an electoral offense. And then I'm sure it's not even in Kapchai. You have seen people who have candidates not campaigning for their candidates, they're campaigning for others. It has also happened even in Malava. You have seen. You see, you belong to a particular offense. It's a very serious offense. Article 103 says you cannot be deemed to be supporting another party or which is not registered. The same is also anchored in section 14(5)(c). The moment you are deemed to be advocating for the manifesto or policy of another party, you are already out of order. You are supposed to be recalled. Yeah, but that is happening all along, not only in Kapchai, it's happening in Malava. I've seen even some parties endorsing a candidate who is not of their choice. Yeah, but that has been now part of the political bad manners.
It is actually a norm right now.
It has become a norm, but it's not.
It started with the by-election of Senator Wakoli.
Yes.
Or was it Mheshimiwa Majimbo himself?
Yeah.
I think that is the time when Kina Didimas left their own candidates for.
Yes. Yeah, it has been happening in this country. But in terms of the law, all of them, that's unlawful, it's unconstitutional. I've told you, the constitution does not allow you to go and campaign for a candidate who is not of your party. It means you have already appropriated your political rights because you only belong to one political party. So the moment you advocate for the policies or candidate who is not of your party, then you're already offside. That one, you can even be recalled if the party is very serious. Yeah.
I don't know how we are going to deal with that because
it's a very serious.
Even right now, we have
what
seen
the law says.
Even the gubernatorial race.
Yes.
You can see what's going on.
Yes.
And that is why I asked you, Nyukuri.
Yes.
How effective are your reports? Because I am sure that one will be captured as one of your
Yes,
reports.
yes.
Either you or any other person.
We'll capture it.
You'll capture it.
There are also other observers apart from us.
But since it has been around for some time,
yes.
How will then IBC?
Can I tell you?
Yes.
And I will not be very specific because I've never been able to nullify an election in Bungoma by myself. Yeah. And we went up to even the Supreme Court. So it's possible. If IBC will not do it and you have evidence, that evidence can be used in a court of law. And then now we have room for election petition. So that whatever is happening, you gather evidence, you can use it as part of the election petition. The voters can do it, agents can do it, the candidate can do it, a political party can do it.
So we can say we can.
So there's room for a petition even after the by-election, if you have evidence and convinced that there were electoral malpractices by either side. So all parties, that's why we always urge all parties to have credible agents, not bouncers, agents who are eyes and ears, that they can record all the details. Not to say I saw a white vehicle, there's so many white vehicles.
Yes.
They have to have details. If there was any malpractice on a serial number of a box or a ballot paper, they need to record the serial numbers. I'm sure you are also hearing allegations of propaganda, they are likely to steal. But the people are talking about it, they have no evidence. You know that one cannot stand the test of law. You must have documentary evidence, which can come in the form of a written report, eyewitness account, or even a photo. Especially now with social media, people, but still social media can be challenged. They can also be staging. Stage managed. It's going to be a Photoshop.
But then again,
you have also to go through what they call Electronic Evidence Act, so that you get some now professional who is certified and also registered to and licensed to do that.
Is a voter allowed to take photos within the polling station, for example?
It's not allowed.
Why? So how am I going to have evidence that I have witnessed something if even just taking a photo I'm not allowed?
You can only do that under the permission of IBC.
Those are the people, maybe those are the people that I want to expose.
Yeah, so in case you do it, so long as you don't take a ballot paper, you can take a photo of what is going on. For instance, people are bribing. Because within the 400 media radius, we have possibilities that people may engage in bribery, corruption, and intimidation, either bribing people before they come in. So that can be an instance. You go and take photo of those people. But also make sure that you produce it through a licensed producer, so that it's not just you or me who is not licensed. So that photo becomes on evidence if it's now processed by a professional who is licensed to do that. It's evidence, but you can do it. But within the polling, inside the polling station, you are not allowed to take any photo, but within the precincts of the polling station also you can do. Yeah, the reason why they don't allow that is the secrets of the ballot. Supposing you take a photo of me voting and you have seen whom I voted for. my vote is no longer a secret. That's already an offense. It's against the provisions of Article 81 of the Constitution, because my voting must be secret. Even if we come from the same home, this is not a wedding card. I can vote for a candidate of my choice. My brother votes for a candidate of his choice. My mother can vote for, because that's the democracy we're enjoying. Yeah. So the secrecy of the ballot must be safeguarded. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I noticed we have.
And then you asked something about the effect of by-elections. We are now seeing even state managed development and empty promises. Many of them, but which was not there. It's like now you become very good and generous and philanthropic all of a sudden. You have not been doing that.
But locals are benefiting, Nyukuri.
As long as it's a bribery, yeah, it's not a benefit. It's a short-term thing, which is an offense. The one who is bribing and the one who is being bribed, all of them have committed.
Hey, but money has flown in Kapchai.
It has. But we have evidence.
Flew to your pesa.
We have had a chance to nullify election based on bribery. So what is it? The money has flown, but who is ready to come and provide that evidence? Many people are saying now it is the time of harvest. Yeah? I'm sure not even only in Kapchai, I'm sure also in Malava and elsewhere people are doing that, which is also an offense.
Your reports.
Yes.
Are they also used to guide the government on things or other areas that the government needs to act on?
Yes, we make recommendations, very specific recommendations for areas for reforms and areas for improvement, either in by law. Like for instance, you are saying sometimes even people, like for instance, the police. Should the police take instruction from IBC official from his commander? The law says the moment you are recruited as a security during election, you are no longer receiving orders from the OCS you receive orders from the IBC. So that's a reform agenda. But IBC command is not a commander. It's not by training a police officer. So which means the police still will be involved in the investigation. Yeah. Sometimes you may even find the same police also committing electoral offenses, because sometimes act of omission or commission, they can observe somebody doing something wrong, but because their interests are elsewhere, they look aside. So we as observers, we also record that we saw police people who are supposed to be safeguarding the security. They were seeing a bribery going on, but they did nothing. But before we talk about the police, we will have informed the IBC official on the ground. If he or she does not take step, for instance, the presiding officer, we escalate it to the returning officer. If the returning officer does not address the issue, we escalate it now to the IBC commission in Nairobi. That's our reporting protocol. Yeah, and we have access to them.
Wow, that is quite informative. It's a very informative session we've just had.
Yes, and then we are also saying, let the voters not be threatened. Let them go, turn up as early as possible and exercise their will, because we are like to have apathy. You know, whenever there's threats or violence, many people will not want to be involved in voting. Yet that vote, single vote, can make a difference. It can make your candidate win, and if you don't vote, he can also lose or she can lose. So everybody should exercise, and we expect at least 80% turn up for this by-election.
But then what is the government doing on its part to ensure that there is enough security for voters? Because we have seen people being picked from their houses.
Yeah, the security should be for voters, should be for the candidates, should be for everybody who is playing a role, because security is one of the primary role of the government.
You notice that even me, I've been threatened not to take my camera to Kapchai.
Have you reported that?
I have not, because the police, my last assault case, they have not done anything.
So you are already apathetic about it.
I told myself I would rather not be there, so that we see if probably, because me, I don't vote in Kapchai.
You don't? Yeah.
I don't vote in Kapchai, so I would rather safeguard my equipment than go and have someone who doesn't even know the value of these things try to damage them.
Did you apply for accreditation by IBC?
No, I haven't.
You have not, huh?
I haven't.
Yeah, so you see now, when you are found now in Kapchai, you will be arrested because you have no accreditation.
No, I can't be arrested, not unless I go to a police station.
Yeah, if you go to, but if just in Kapchai, you can walk. But the moment you go to a police station, the first thing observers and the IBC will be looking at is the card. And this card has its own security code.
Yes.
So they can always even be able to scan it to see whether it's fake or not.
Yeah.
We have found cases where people also impersonate
Yeah.
as either IBC officials, as party agents, or even as media.
Mm.
So that's also part of at least.
No, but I'll be having my tallying center somewhere out of town.
I know you have your own network.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'll be having my own tallying center, and
Yes.
I'll be tallying updates as they come.
Yeah. But don't announce, because that is against the law. Allow IBs to do it. You can also release yours after
they do theirs.
they have done theirs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I can update what they announce.
Yeah, you can always update. That is allowed. That's allowed. Yeah. That's allowed. And I'm sure IBC is also going to have a working relationship with the media. Yeah. So that whatever they release must also be done in what. And then people have not known that voting and counting has to end at the polling station. So if there's any problem, that problem should be at the polling station. And then if you have correct
tallying center is just for tallying.
For tallying, yeah. So that's why I'm not seeing a big issue about tallying. Safeguard your votes at the polling station. If you look at the minor K ruling at the Court of Appeal, voting and counting has to be announced and tallied up. That's where the voting ends. So if you have your agents and you have credible agents, then they should give you the votes even before IBC announces. But mostly candidates don't take care of agents.
We have seen the Media Council of Kenya giving a notice to online users, bloggers, not to do polls.
Yes, we always have polls, but you know, polls have also their own negativity. They can influence voting trends, or they can give a picture which is not. You can always do your poll way back before the election calendar is announced. But you can also do another one called an exit poll. That's allowed. Yeah. Yeah. If you have speculations about capture, you can do your own poll using your own methodology. But you are not allowed to release the poll. You have seen the controversy in Malaba with the Hitler. Where did he get that? Because voters have not cast their votes. That's part of speculation. Yeah. And no, speculation is also part of even hate speech.
But it's a personal opinion.
And that personal opinion cannot be taken as people.
That is curtailing freedom of expression, which you fight
for. The good
for.
thing, freedom of expression has also to take responsibility. It has to be exercised with system.
When I say so and so is going to lose, so and so is going to win.
You have evidence.
Well,
where is the evidence?
No, it is just my opinion.
Your opinion must also be informed by evidence, because you tell us where people have not cast their votes. So is the evidence. If you look at provisions of Article 33, freedom of expression has also its own limitation. Now, supposing I'm one of the 10 candidates and you're only focusing on one and saying so and so is going to win and so and so is going to lose, you have already condemned me before the voter hears me. You need to allow the voter to exercise their freedom. Like you and I know, I'm not a doctor. If our friend fall here, can you say he's dead?
No.
Yeah, that is the same thing. So don't declare somebody to have lost or won when IBC has not done it, or when the voters have not exercised their will. I think also that is premature. Yeah, because your opinion, like now the way you are, you have any opinion shaper. People would say if we said it, so.
So maybe it's just some form of ethics.
Yeah, it's ethics, by the way, it's ethical and fairness. Allow people to.
But it's not culpable, is it?
No, it's culpable. Yeah, of course, we are yet to regulate opinion polling. Yeah, but in some countries, you'll be arrested.
So in Kenya, right now, if I
we don't have a very.
Can someone
we don't
me arrested?
No, we don't have a strict law that deals with opinion polling. Because as you claim, you can say that's my personal opinion,
yes, it's my
which I'm entitled to. Yeah. But
then you'll be going into trouble with the MCK.
Yes,
because now you need the accreditation. No, I'm accredited. I'm actually accredited already.
Yes.
I'm one of those that they underwent training.
Yes.
That was last year.
So in terms of professional journalism and ethics and also fairness, how would you be fair? We are all contestants. Either we have not started the journey and you have declared me a failure. I think also it's for fairness. Allow people to fail. That's why before the last vote is cast, you cannot say you have declared the polling station closed. It will be opened at 6 up to 5. So even if nobody is on the line, don't close it before 5. That's unlawful because we never know. Somebody may have been busy elsewhere. Allow me to fail bila kupingwa, but don't declare me. You have condemned me. Yeah. So allow even the last person maybe to. Because now, if you like, for instance, we have 10 candidates in Kapchai, you only focus on 2. Are you fair? If you are the media, that means you are not giving fair coverage. Yeah.
No, but what if there are candidates who are a bit, I don't know, they are choosy in who they want around themselves. And this one I can tell you without fear of contradiction, as one of those people who is a victim of that. Because there's a certain candidate who sijui ananiogopa ama sijui anaona tu huyu jamaa maybe sitaki kufanya naye kazi, maybe damu yangu na yake ingiani, but then anaona vibaya nikifanyia na mtu mwingine. Because even me, I don't choose. Me mtu akinipigia simu amenipigia na yeye, because actually I didn't buy these equipments not to make money. Hey, I have to make money out of them. So if someone calls me and is paying me for maybe giving me some facilitation kidogo kuja nifanyie kitu fulani, I'll have to go. So that is the challenge that I faced, and I think most of the some of the media guys also face the same. But
it's two-way. It's two-way. Sometimes there's also that perception that the media sometimes is also very biased towards certain candidates, giving them more airtime than others. But as we are also saying, some candidates fear the media itself, so because they have nothing to express. So it's either way or both. Yeah, it's either the media perception or the candidate's perception. But in all fairness, allow all them to express their. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because some of them make when I do a debate, I call all of them.
Yes.
Then one or actually 3 chose not to come.
That's not your
so
problem.
So how is it my problem?
You are not accountable or answerable. Yeah, you have
done then from there, one keeps calling me, come assist me, assist, because ana value kazi yangu. Ule mwingine he doesn't value, sasa mimi nafanyaje?
No, that some people always get their vote through the social media. Others will be very popular on the social media, but are not popular on the ground.
Correct.
Yeah. Until the vote, we always say until it's done. It's not yet over until it's over. So yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tumeongea na Professor Nyukuri. Sorry tulianza late. Nimepata messages mingi sana watu wananiuliza kwa nini hatujaanza nini, but we were actually switching venues. Tumekuwa kwa venue ile tulikuwa tuende, lakini sasa tukapata kuna mashida hapo kidogo. So we had to change the venue. And yeah, we have managed to do it. We are sorry to those inconveniences that we may have caused, but yeah, we are still here. We are going to have more debates with the professor.
Yes.
And more so after elections, kwa sababu sasa sahi hata sahi utapatikana vizuri kwa sababu ya
kazi ile uko nayo.
But after the elections, I think we can plan for more debates.
Yeah, it's not a do or die for those who will win, and even not those who will lose, because you can win today and lose it. Yeah, so even when you lose today, you can learn lessons and improve to perform better. Yeah, there must be a winner, there must be losers.
Okay.
But let the best candidate win.
May the best candidate win.
Yes.
Ule mwenye Mungu amewekelea mkono.
Amewekelea huyu atakuwa kiongozi. Hata kama wewe au mimi simtaki.
Bado tu ndio tutaita mheshimiwa.
Yeah. And people must accept to live with that. Yeah.
And I think if they choose to do that, it goes towards a peaceful end of
exactly.
This.
In democracy, we say the majority will have their way, the minority will have their say. So all of them must be given a chance, but we have free, fair, peaceful, and credible election. Because the moment is not the power of the ballot, or it becomes the power of the bullet. We have lost it. Then it means there was no essence of doing election.
By the way, I've just remembered something. You know, you almost curtailed my questions by telling me that yours is to observe.
Yes.
And then you do a report at the end of the day.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But we have seen some very serious violence scenes.
Across. Not even just whatever.
But even across, Kaspul,
Even you have seen even in Mbere, yes, even in Narok, yes. So it's not a dish of Kapchai alone. Yeah.
Well, maybe you can just do a general comment on them, not specifically Kapchai.
Yes, it's true. Basically, electro-violence is a serious offense, and that can even lead to nullification. For instance, if your candidate or your party or your supporters were found to have committed electro-violence, and yet you as a candidate you sign the code of conduct, that can be used against you. It can be used against you.
In a case where someone loses his or her life.
Yes.
When Mheshimiwa Wangamati and Lusaka fought here at
where Mama Kadogo lost life.
Yes, where Mama Kadogo lost her life. And they were fined 1 million, I think, each, or
each of them. And I'm the one who reported to IBC by that time. Yeah.
Now, how did her family benefit from those fines?
I don't know. I did not follow the details, but they are supposed to compensate that particular family because life was lost during that electioneering.
That now brings us to the question of the day, or the question of the moment. Yes. Because now we have witnessed people losing their lives.
Yeah, violence, whatever. Yeah.
Yes, others getting injured.
Yes.
The money that IEBC finds these candidates. Yes. Does it go? Isn't it supposed to go a long way into also assisting those families or those individuals?
We may not be having regulations. So far, it's IBC to collect the fine. But maybe now that is an area of reform that anytime people are injured or involved in such a kind of incident, IBC or whoever is in charge, in fact, it's the state, not even IBC. The state must compensate. Yeah. You have recently heard of the presidential compensation task force. Of course, that's not
for the protest.
For protest. So the same way, it's more like an insurance, just like wildlife killing a human being. But now this one is not a wildlife; it is an electoral offense. So whoever has been involved should compensate.
I'm also concerned.
Yes.
I don't know how the courts, or rather, the IBC gets to that level where it says we are fining you.
Yes.
Why not just reprimand? Like the way they reprimanded Lusaka not to campaign for the remainder of the period.
In terms of sanctions under the electoral offences, one could be a fine, it could be a warning, it could be anything. You know, there are several. You cannot just say reprimand. You can also fine. You know, that is almost a deterrence kind of measure. If you find somebody, he or she feels very painful, or even bar them from participating, not just in the campaign, but even in the future election. You can even be barred from participating in an election for the next 10 years if you have committed serious offenses like violence. But that also requires a lot of credible evidence. So I urge the parties to ensure that they have credible agents. Those independent candidates who have no party affiliation also have candidate agents. Under Section 31 of the Election Act, it allows each candidate to have at least 2 agents. One can be inside, another one can be outside, but not goons or bouncers because they will be arrested. If they have no proper identification, they will be arrested. They will be strangers. Me as an observer, if I go in any polling station, I need to know. I identify myself. I also need everybody else to identify himself. So that we don't have strangers. And then once people have voted, they should go home. Yes, they can have their tallying agents, tallying observers to take care of that. Then they can listen to the results. But when you hear candidates saying, will they be around to safeguard the vote, that is now what brings tension and hooliganism. So I think once you trust that they are observers, IBC is doing its work, and let IBC do its work, why should we be worried? And we have said everything ends at the polling station. If there's any mismatch, we can retrace it up to the polling station, because the Constitution under Article 86 says the voting process and the electoral process must be verifiable. It means if we doubt of the results, we can ask for a recount at the polling station. And then the returning of the presiding officer is not supposed to count as if he's counting money. He is supposed to count one, show to the observers and the agents, like that. We are not dealing with fixed ballot, so they should not be in a hurry, but they should take their time to ensure they have done the right thing.
Finally, you have talked about media houses or individuals being gagged from, or rather restrained from tallying the results. Why would that? Why would that be effective?
You can tally the results, but you don't announce them. It's for your own satisfaction.
Okay. Let me use the the mainstream media house.
Yes, yeah.
Normally we see they will start, okay, Kapchai, so and so,
Nyukuri,
they'll do watamaliza ya Kapchai waseme haya so and so amepata kwa fulani.
What is the source? The source should be IBC. You know, the official results and unofficial results. We always talk about provisional results. So whatever you are doing is not official. Yeah, the official results must only come from IBC because that's the only body that is mandated to announce the results. Let me tell you, Edu, if we allow people to do what you are saying, you will do your own telling, I do my own telling, another person does the telling, you will confuse the public. You will find you have 3 different results, and that is what brings a lot of confusion.
Okay.
That's why we always require the official declaration of results by IBC. It's just a requirement, and also to avoid confusion. I think you have ever seen fake media and fake news. People can get even opinion polls, as you are saying. I pay you, you go and produce the opinion poll. I'm the leader, others are losing. So are you seeing now how we also confuse the public? It means we are influencing negatively their perceptions and their results. Yeah. So we should be able to allow the right procedure. If you are not a doctor, don't declare people dead. Yeah. So in this case, IBC is our doctor. As when we are not able to interfere with the process, the media should not be able to interfere.
So we can actually broadcast the results.
Yes,
but as received.
Yes, exactly. IBC. I think that's
the ones that are announced. Yes. Are the ones that we broadcast.
Exactly, that's better because you saw what happened in 2007. Part of the violence was caused by this different streaming of results. I saw in Tarakaniza, I saw in Njoro. You remember? You project this, IBC comes with a different figure. So at the end of the day, they say, no, our tiling center produced this, you are producing this, then now that brings conflict. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, in politics, it's not about either win, you lose. So you see now, we are not all genuine in politics. For those who are playing politics. Yeah. Because politics is about interests. Would you want to allow your interests to stay? Yeah.
You have one.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, I think we can end there. My phone is off.
Yes.
Nilikuwa nafikiria tungeangalia.
Yeah, you can broadcast for those who do not have the chance to view and listen to us.
Yes.
So we are also part of the solution. We should not be part of the problem. Yeah, because I told you, as observers, we don't alarm, we alert. And alert has a courtesy. You can imagine if I came here and said, in Kapchai or in a particular polling station, umewaka. What do you think about the supporters? They will just wake up. Have you ever seen
but that one IBC never talks about it because normally they are concerned about what's going on inside.
No, they are supposed to be concerned.
What if there is some fighting outside, maybe at the gate?
That already within the 400 meter radius.
And someone maybe, for example, sends me a clip, and or let us not talk about the negative things alone.
Yes.
Maybe even positive. Maybe Mheshimiwa Wetangula is going to vote.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And someone is there with a phone, phone just taking and sharing with me and telling me Mheshimiwa is going to vote. Mheshimiwa has left.
Or Mheshimiwa else who is a registered voter.
That's part of the updates that we need to make. Without having feelings for who or who. We are just reporting.
You have mentioned something about IB is not concerned with the environment. They are concerned so long as it's within the 400.
No, they will not announce.
Yeah.
You see things like I'm saying. For example, if there's people fighting at the gate,
yes,
IBC will not announce that people are fighting.
They might
just take note. They might just take note.
They do that and also take the necessary measure by reporting to the.
Yeah, but for the media guys, that is now news.
For you, I know bad news is news. If a dog bites me, there's no news. But if I bite the dog, that is the news.
Yeah.
But now, think about the consequences of your. You know, violence does not start with big things. It starts with very small things.
I think on that one, you guys are going to fail miserably. Because even the mainstream media houses, we want to show that one. If people are fighting.
Have you ever realized if it's for the sake of peace, don't escalate. be able to be part of the solution.
It's just like kutuambia to highlight maandamano.
No, you can do that because freedom of expression there and also demonstration. But look at the consequences. You saw what happened in 2007. The fight could have been contained, but because of the heightened media, it escalated.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it. So think about Kapchai after election. Life must go on.
Life must, yes.
We think about Malava after election. Life must go on. Even the people who we are fighting to die, it's not worth it for somebody to lose life. There's life after election. So we want people to live and coexist in peace. We want the winner to greet the losers, and we want the losers to say, you have done it. You are credible contestant. That is it. That's the democracy, because it's not about anything. And you know very well, politics is about interest. The enemies whom you are thinking are perceived to be enemies, tomorrow they are friends.
Yes.
Yes.
Handshake
Eating
together.
Yes. And then we are left now as who are supporters fighting over nothing. Yet the same people, including those big boys and big girls, they are eating together. Yeah.
The late
Raila
Odinga was an expert in that.
He could do it. Who could say so many things about him, but still, what you're finding, they will still come back to me. Yeah, they did it.
But anyway, me on a light note, me where I sit, I see 2027, Jimbo and Wetangula will be the same camp.
They will be the same camp.
Yeah, I see that happening.
Yes, it's true. They are interests. It's not about them. They were even different camps, but now they're in together.
Yes.
They still need each other. Yeah.
Because now Majimbo has got his clout now.
Yes.
Wetangula has got his own.
Yes.
So if they put together, it becomes
a force.
Haya, asanteni sana. Tumeongezea mabites hapo. Thank you very much for joining us. Comments, utaangalia comments.
Yes.
Zile zenye zina address issues zenye unafaa uangalie.
Yes.
Kindly just check them out.
Yes.
And you can react to them.
Yeah, it's important. This is not the end of our conversation.
Yes, I hope next time we keep time.
Yes,
sorry for, again, I apologize. I apologize for that.
Yes. We have a lot to do in terms of public education for our people. Our people are perishing because they lack information. And even you media guys, sometimes you don't look for people who have information. You look for people who can make any comment, and that is very dangerous. There's disinformation and misinformation.
I'm sure by now you have noticed.
Yes.
I'm not going for many views.
I know. Yes.
I'm going for informative content. Substance.
Yes.
You know, we need to tell our people things that our people need to. Right now, we are
so that we can make informed choices, informed decisions. Yeah.
I am planning with some doctors. We are going to be having every Thursday.
Yes.
We'll be having something on health.
Yeah, that's good.
And this one have been supported by some friends of mine in the media industry who have noticed that we are doing a good job. We need to shape up kidogo mahali fulani.
So that is issue based.
Issue based.
Let's just be issue based.
Si ati kukimbizana na watoto wadogo wanapiga siasa huko nje, hapana.
Leaders come and go. Bungoma must remain. Leaders come and go.
In fact, even politics, we are going to engage each one and everyone. But we are also going to look for those who have matured enough in politics.
That's true.
Like tomorrow, I'm going to bring up a panel of senior citizens.
Good.
Who are going to talk about politics.
Yes.
Na pia tutakuwa na vijana hapo ambao pia watakuwa na engage.
They need each other. You know, we cannot have transformation based on one generation. We need the intergenerational dialogue and mentorship. The old have their part, they have experienced, they have made mistakes and learned from mistakes. The young ones are energetic, and some of them called themselves tribalists and leaders. So if you are leaderless, how will you lead the country?
But they really annoyed me the other day when I heard that they are not registered.
They are not registered. In Bungoma now, the tally was 2,351, the whole county. And that means we have new registered voters, we have also those who are shifting registration centers, which is very unfortunate. Apathy is just too much. So if the youth want to take over or transform this country, they must register. The power of the ballot, they must have
they say that they were angry with Baba's decision to work with Ruto.
But does that now solve their problem? It doesn't. The power of the ballot is what brings them to the same table, and they can use it to transform and change, because every vote counts and can make a difference. So if the youth want to, today I was talking to the youth, I had a youth forum somewhere, a seminar. youth from different camps and together ladies and men. I was telling them the power of the ballot is the birthright. They must use it to transform society. If you don't want so and so, use the ballot to remove him. If you want so and so, use the ballot to install that person. And leadership is not by invitation, it's by taking deliberate responsibility.
And by the way, those seminars you normally
Yes.
hold, kindly be inviting me.
Yeah.
As I've always said,
Tomorrow I'm having one for 4 counties
What
here
time?
in Bungoma. In the morning from 9, around the 8 to around the noon.
that one I should be there.
You should be there.
So guys, this one I should tell everyone who's watching. Normally, I do not know what's happening where.
Yes.
And that is why maybe watu wengine hata unifault wanaona ni kama mimi sitaki kufanya cover
Kazi yangu.
events zao kufanya nini. But I do not know. So what we just need to know, just let me know so that nijipange. Kama nilikuwa nimepanga kitu kingine hapo mbele nitakwambia. But if not, if we are available, my team is available, we will cover it. Like today tumecover akina mama hiyo.
The 16 days of violence.
Yes, we covered it and we did not even ask anyone for a single coin. Tulimaliza tu na tukatoka.
That's part of your corporate social responsibility.
That is what we do. So feel free to invite us to any functions that you have so that tukikuwa tayari, tukikuwa available tunakuja tunaikava. So Nyukuri.
Yes, one.
Asante bwana.
Yes.
So guys,
Yes.
this is the one and only. Mmesikia hiyo CV ya Barasa ndio? Mmeisikia kweli?
Yeah, prophet is never known in his own community. Yeah.
So that is very, very impressive.
Yeah, I work for the world up to the UN level, so I'm a recognized person. Like even the workshops I'm doing are for the UN women. Yeah. You have to prove it. He's not talking about yourself, but let it be known that you are able to do it. That's why you become a professor through publication, not by talking. Or become a hiyo toa. Yeah, mekata. Hiyo tatu is just our own.
Nyukuri,